On the 7th day of anime, Japan gave to me anime convention parties. So I talked briefly about Geek.Kon and me staffing Geek.Kon this year. That's what this is. This is my Geek.Kon badge and my Youmacon badge and my Geek.Kon badge holder case, which is amazing and I use every year now. This is what I'm going to use to promote Geek.Kon because I love Geek.Kon. It also has a pretty cool place where you can put pens and stuff. It's a pretty neat pouch. I really like this. So I want to talk about some adventures that I had at conventions this year. I went to Geek.Kon 2016, and I also went to Youmacon 2016. Sadly, only 2 conventions this year. I didn't go to any conventions in the beginning of the year. Sadly, I couldn't go back to Anime Detour, which is another amazing convention I love. But this year's conventions were a lot of fun, and it was really different because usually when I meet my friends at these conventions, we're all together, and this year it was kind of different. I met Britt again at Geek.Kon, and she was one of the main staffers for the convention. And then I met Melissa at Youmacon, so it was kind of a split this year. Kind of weird, but it was still fun. Some of my favorite moments from Geek.Kon was getting to meet Ryan Reynolds. And if you don't know Ryan Reynolds, she is a voice actress for Funimation, which kind of ruins the joke that I'm about to tell you. So I posted on Facebook that I was like, oh my gosh, I met Ryan Reynolds, oh my god. And literally, that is like my most liked post on Facebook. All of my friends were freaking out because I met Ryan Reynolds, and they were thinking of the other Ryan Reynolds, the movie star, who I love and adore. There were people that, like, never talked to me that were like, oh my god, details! Like, seriously, some of those people I haven't talked to in, like, 10 years, so that was kind of crazy. I had a really fun dinner that night, or one of the nights, I forget which one it was, got super drunk, which is really odd for me because I don't usually drink, and when I do, I'm an extreme lightweight, so I drank it was a huge glass of liquor, Long Island iced tea, and I was so wasted on that. And we were talking about something I really can't talk about. It was just a joke, funny, crazy joke with voice actors, because when you're on staff, you get to hang out with the voice actors a lot, so that was pretty cool. And I didn't even understand anything they were talking about. All I was doing was looking up at the ceiling and looking at hot boys, looking at their butts. Yeah, that's my life at an anime convention. We also had this really nice dinner at this restaurant, which the food wasn't that great, sadly. I don't know if we're gonna go again next year. I can't remember what the restaurant's name is, which is probably good because I don't want to, like, hate on this place, but when we finally got our food, it was kind of lukewarm, kind of cold, and I was kind of upset about that, but it was still a lot of fun. I got to meet some amazing people. I met Christina Kelly, who is wonderful. I love Christina Kelly. She's great. She was in Kami ga Kill and the 2nd season of Love Shinobi and Other Delusions. She was Satone, I believe. Satome? I forget how to say her name. But anyway, she was awesome. And she is great at Pokemon Go. Oh my gosh, that was the best. Watching her play Pokemon Go is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I love her. I also got to hang out with Jerry Jewell. That was who I was hanging out with when I was super drunk. So, I don't know what happened there, but it got crazy. And then, of course, Ryan Reynolds, who was super sweet. I didn't get to hang out with her as much as I would like to, but I did draw a picture for her, and she loved it. But sadly, she still hasn't added me on Facebook. That bitch. I love her. Anyway. So then we have Youmacon, which was really fun, really expensive this year. The trip cost a lot of money this year. But it was still totally worth it. We got trapped in an elevator, which was scary. Oh my gosh. So we got in this possessed elevator, right? And at the hotel, they have high-rise and they have low-rise elevators, so you can go up, like, 50 floors in the low-rise and like 100 floors in the high-rise or something like that. So we click our floor, and I think we got into the high-rise elevator, and that might have been the problem, but it was also broken. So we click our elevator, we click our room number, whatever, our floor, and the elevator goes past it and keeps going up and up and up and up, and we end up on like floor number 100 and something. And the doors, if the doors don't open, it just stops. And Melissa and I are, like, standing there like, what's going on? And we like hold hands because we're freaking out because we thought we're gonna die. And I'm like, am I gonna open the door? Do I need to open the door? And she's like, no, don't open the door. What if it's not even on the floor? So luckily we pressed the floor button, like the ground floor, and it went down to the floor where we started at, and we got off and we freaked out. It was crazy. So we told a hotel staff person about it, and I think they fixed it. But we didn't go on that elevator all weekend. That was insanely scary. I also had a lot of fun watching anime with Melissa. That was probably my favorite thing we did. Oh my gosh, it was so fun. We got to see, she showed me Yuri on Ice, and my reaction to Yuri on Ice was funny. I think I have a picture, I'll probably insert it right here. But yeah, it was insane. And then we also watched Psyche K, which is a really funny comedy anime. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on Funimation now. So wonderful. And it is so funny. I was not expecting it to be as funny as it was, even though Blaze had recommended it to me. I just, for some reason, me and comedy animes are kind of hit and miss. Sometimes I absolutely love it, like Dakoita, and other times I'm kind of like, it's okay. Like Defrag, which I didn't really like that much. But this one was just hilarious. Every moment was a laugh-out-loud funny moment. If you haven't checked it out yet, please watch it. It's awesome. I'm totally gonna buy it when I can. It's amazing. Probably the best comedies I've seen since Devil is a Part-Timer. I love it. We got a lot of awesome art prints this year, and it was so much fun. It was great. I got to meet Gigi. She was wonderful, and I got to meet Lilac Anime Reviews. And we also saw Arcada, and it was really funny because Melissa was like buying her stuff, and she was like just, you know, buying her stuff, blah, blah, blah. And Arcada's like standing right next to her. And me and Gigi were like watching her and we're like, oh my god, is she gonna notice? Is she gonna freak out? And then she walks over to us afterwards and she's like, can we just fucking talk about how I was standing next to Arcada and like, oh my god. So that was a lot of fun. It was a good time. Youmacon was a good time. I'm just not sure if I want to go back next year. We'll see. It's just a big trip. I live in Idaho, so flying all the way to Detroit is kind of an expensive flight. So it's hard. Let me tell you, it's so hard living far away from like your best friends. I hate that. I need us all to like move to a certain state and we can just all hang out together. Because that needs to happen, because I have friends in New York, I have friends in Minnesota, I have friends in Texas, in Florida, everywhere, and it's so annoying. But if you haven't gone to a convention yet, I totally recommend going to one. You totally should. Youmacon's huge. There's different like levels of convention, like there's small ones, there's medium size, and there's huge conventions like Youmacon, and then there's even bigger ones than that. So you kind of have to find a one that you will enjoy. Some people like small, some people like big. I like kind of medium of the road, kind of like Anime Detour. That's like my perfect size is Anime Detour. Maybe a little bit bigger, but you know, just nothing bigger than Youmacon, because Youmacon's getting really big. What are some of your favorite convention stories? Let me know in comments below. I would love to talk about them. I love conventions. There's so much camaraderie at a convention that I just love. I love how everyone is nice, everyone is with you, and you're like best friends when you go to a convention, and it's amazing. And this is the first time I'm ever gonna freaking plug this. You can join 12 Days of Anime. Check out the database link below if you want to join up. It's kind of late now. This is going up on day 7, but oh well. It's awesome and a lot of fun, so I highly recommend you do. You can jump in anytime, actually. Just join. It's fun. It's great. And as always, my links will be below if you want to check them out. You know, plug me in. I'm awesome. I'm sexy. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and as always, stay sexy!